the Washington Redskins at the time, they didn't want to trade the 5th overall pick. They didn't want to do it. They probably wanted Ricky Williams, or they wanted somebody for their own team. And Ditka just kept dumping shit. No, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. And he got to a deal. You're seriously going to give me the 12 overall, every pick in this draft, plus your 1st and 3rd next year for one guy? They took it. So you want to know how this worked out? 2 years later, the Saints traded Ricky Williams. I think they fired Mike Ditka too. Like, this guy's out of his fucking mind. So that's what they did. This guy's out of his mind. They bought in on name only. They said, hey, man, he's a genius. We're just going to go. Nobody thinks this is smart. Nobody else in the organization bought into that one. I'm sure of it. But they let him do it because he's Mike Ditka, and then we learned right there that Mike Ditka's plumb crazy.
Just want to make sure you guys all listen to this very carefully, please. Zach's career here is not over. I know that's going to be the narrative. I know that's what everybody wants to shout out, and that's not even close to the case. The intent, the full intent, is to make sure Zach gets back on the football field at some point this year. When that is, I'll make that decision. I'm going to take it day to day. The biggest thing with Zach, and the same things that we've talked about, is the young man needs a reset.
Young man needs a reset. That's what we're doing. That's why we're going to trade for Aaron Rodgers tomorrow. That's what we hear. What's up, everybody? Impromptu Friday night fun fest. This is GreenBean, and we're going to have a good time for a little while. Let's do this thing, man. I'm going to watch the last episode of Peaky Blinders later. I'm behind on the shows. I know. I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to finish this season of Peaky Blinders. See what the hell happens. But before that, we're going to talk. You and me, we're going to talk tonight. We're going to figure out what the hell to make of these reports. Is there anything valid in these reports these days? It's the most amazing thing. Like you see there, Robert Saleh. He said that Zach Wilson needs a reset. And guess what? We're giving him that. That's why we're interviewing. We had Derek Carr in the house. 3 days he spent with the New York Jets. Now we met with him at the Combine. We're doing that whole thing. And we're just killing time waiting for this guy up in Green Bay to figure it out. Now, Adam Schefter comes out and he has a report for us, everybody. He has a report. Now, if you've been hanging around on Jets anything today, you've heard at least rumblings of it. More than likely, you've dug in. But let's talk about this thing. I do want to say hello to Finnegan. That's right. Milk thumbs, baby. Don't forget to hit the milk thumb. Don't forget to do that if you're hanging out with us. Dakota Jets here. Jay-Z Jets fan. That's right, man. Spoiling you, huh? We did 5 straight hours last night, dude. 5 hours. When I was done, I went, wait, what? What did I just do? I walked in the house. I'm like, oh, my God. I got to get up. What am I doing? Mahitz what's up? Yeah, with the breaking news. I know, man. Hank, happy Friday to you, buddy. Jet Freely's here. Joe Campione taking $60 million cap hit in 2025 for a quarterback who's thinking retirement in 2023. I hear you, Joe. It's one of my bugaboos. It is. It really is. Now, I'm hoping that if the Jets go out and get this guy, that we're going to restructure. I mean, all right, we got it, right? I don't know. We'll see. So let's talk about this. I see GreenBean's burners here. Big Green's in the house. Chris DiNardo's here. William Sprague, Stream Beaner Supremer. Here he is. Mid Flares here. A Fungus Among Us made it back. Stream Beaner. Well, look, Finnegan, you're the one who said it's going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow on last night's stream. I'm running with it. I said, you know what? I'm going to run with Finnegan. Why not? That's not like Finnegan knows anything, but we're going to do it. We're going to grab onto it. We're going to put it into the ether, buddy. That's what we're going to do. Right? G is here. At least we can't say we didn't swing big. I'm all there. That's right. That's definitely true. Because, I mean, look, to me, it's obvious that the Jets are waiting for Aaron Rodgers, right? We know that. So, look, let's talk about this thing. I am happy that you guys are here. It's Friday night. It's early enough that maybe if you're going out tonight, you're still kind of hanging out, getting ready, pre-gaming maybe. Maybe you're doing that. Or maybe you're old like me and it's already like, maybe you're doing that. Like Eric Craig, right? You in here, Eric? He's a tired dad. I get it. You guys talking about Peaky Blinders? Isn't it though? Peaky Blinders, man. I gotta watch the last one of Last of Us too. Or the most recent. What do you think of Jack or Frank and Ben, dude? Holy macaroni. That episode kicked my ass, man. If you guys aren't watching Last of Us, I'm just gonna say this. Frank and Ben, leave it at that. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. At the end, you'll come back and go, dude, Frank and Ben. I'm just telling you. Or Ben and Frank, whatever you want to say it. I think it's Frank and Ben. Finger Lakes, Bean, do you think this means Rodgers is coming or someone has tipped Schefter? Now, all right, let's talk about this, okay? Let's do this thing. There's Eric. I see you. Hit the damn like button. Right, Eric. Eric, I know Eric's a good dad, man. But look, if you're a good dad, you're tired. There's just no way. You know what I'm doing tomorrow, Eric? Listen to this. My daughter, as you know, she's a homeschooler, but we have these co-ops. So she's in a class where she's learning how to design and brand and run her own business, right? So she decided to make her own dog treats. So she's making those yak treats, yak milk. You ever see those things? Are like real hard dog treats. And they're supposed to be, the dog can chew it. You ever put one in the microwave? It goes, it's like this huge balloon. It's like, well, anyway, she made those with not yak milk. We don't have a yak milk guy around here. I got regular milk. So we did that. But now tomorrow is market. So we're going to market tomorrow, Eric. We're going to go sell. And her friend is in there. She made dog leashes. So they have this brand called like Acria or something like that. And we're going to go to market. It's a legitimate farmer's market. We're going to go there. We're going to have a stand with a thing. And we're going to sell dog treats tomorrow. You know? But I tell you what. Fucking tiring, man. It's sweet and awesome. And I mean, honestly, I loved it. But boy, oh boy, am I shot. Especially hanging out with you guys till 1 a.m. last night. From 8 to 1, dude. What was that? I think I stopped, I let Gunny and Wat2K and everybody go. And then I went back on. I was guilting Gunny. Gunny won't leave, man. Gunny's a good dude. He's in trouble with his wife. And he won't leave if I don't end it. So I had to end it. He'll stay. I say, man, I'm staying. So I had to end it for Gunny. That's what I had to do. All right. So let's look at this thing. Eric, I'm going to put your comment off the screen just so we can read it. So this is Adam Schefter. Now I'm going to point something out to you at the end of this. Okay. But here's what it is. Now, again, you guys know me by now. I've been hanging out with you guys for about 4 years. The first 2 on Jetnation, the last 2 on my own channel and Jetnation, right? But I've been talking about this the whole time. There's a way to read this shit. And if you read it the right way, you can totally see what we're talking about here, right? So the first 2 words is so telling, it's unbelievable to me that we even go past it. My sense, your sense, so not your source, your sense, my sense. Not my thoughts, my feelings, his sense. So hopefully he's got a 6th sense that is attuned to this stuff. As we know, Aaron Rodgers says that nobody has any information on him. Yeah, I'm so tight-knit, nobody, and they let them talk. They don't know anything. If they happen to get it right, they get it right. But anyway, so this is Schefter. Truth is, he does have sources all over the place. He's legit. We know this. So he says, my sense is there continues to be more and more signs, okay, about him leaving Green Bay. And I think in the end, my sense is ultimately it will come down to whether he wants to play elsewhere, which would be really the New York Jets. So if he wants to play elsewhere, his sense is that it's the Jets or the Packers. That's his sense. Or whether he wants to retire, right? So if it's going to come down to, and no shit, Adam Schefter, no shit. I mean, with all due respect, right? We're just going to talk about this. I have just the utmost respect for Schefter. If you don't know about his whole 2011 thing, man, you got to look into it. Just Google Adam Schefter 2011. I mean, December 11th, 2001. That's what I meant. September 11th story, dude. It'll get you. It got me. I was in the gym. I fucking stopped everything I was doing. For like a half hour, and I just consumed this Adam Schefter story. I was like, wow. So I have respect for him, but let's be real here. No shit. So in the end, my sense, his sense he's got is that ultimately it's going to come down to whether he wants to play elsewhere or he wants to retire. Woo! This is new. All right, thank you. To me, those are the two most logical, not source again. To me, logical. So now he's saying, I think. So my sense, there are signs, and I think options, and the two most likely scenario. What does likely mean? Eric, tell everybody what likely means. Anybody know? Likely? It's another fucking word for maybe. Maybe. Now, likely does tilt, right? It tilts toward the positive, in fairness, right? It does, for sure. But come on, it's a dressed up maybe, dude. It's likely I'll make it. Yeah, 100%. No, it's likely I'll be there. All right, it's a good shot. Yeah, 100%. No, okay, maybe. That's what it is. All right. So, but again, we have not heard anything from Aaron himself. Can you believe this is a story, guys? I'm just, come on. Can you? I mean, look again. Now, maybe Schefter, let's give him credit. Let's the benefit of the doubt. He has a firm source, and he's not allowed to allude to it, because if he does, the firm source will be outed because people know how close he is to that person, and he's the only one that could know. Okay? Fair enough. I'm going to give him that. So in the event that's what's going on, this would make some sense. Now, I happen to know that stuff goes on because I've been given stuff by people for the last few years. And they've said, this is for you. You cannot tell anybody this because they'll know it comes from me. And then they know that if it came from me, that I told what this person said, and I lose my source. I've had that stuff. I've had to sit here and swallow stories before. I didn't dress it up like this, because nobody would give a shit about me if I dressed it up. I mean, you got something or not, Bean? So, all right. So he says, we have heard the Packers talk about Jordan Love. Watch the different tone here. So you see all that. My sense, likely, thinking, signs, logical options, all those things, right? But that funny thing, that's the big news. So now we get to the lesser news, which is not really news because we all know this, but he says it. And you look at the different tone. We have heard the Packers talk about Jordan Love, firm, and how much belief they have in him and how much progress he's made, firm. And I think he's their quarterback of the future here, clearly. And they continue to wait for the decision from Aaron Rodgers, who knows that at some point in time, he said the Packers have had conversations about him with other teams. So he knows this. And that's why I believe that it's going to either be the New York Jets or retirement in the end, and we'll show how this shakes out. But there's nothing yet from Aaron Rodgers. It has to come soon, does it? I mean, we think so. I'm with Finnegan. It's going to happen tomorrow. But does it have to? I don't know. But it's funny. Look how he ends it. Guys, can I highlight this? I can't. It's not letting me. Look at the top paragraph. But again, we have not heard from Aaron Rodgers. Now look at this one. But there's nothing yet from Aaron Rodgers. Isn't that kind of this? That's it. That's the whole story. So Snoopy knows. A-Rod is a Jet. It's already done. That's what Schefter's telling us. Now, the interesting thing is what happened to the Falcons and the Raiders. I mean, something happened with the Raiders, right? They basically pulled themselves out of the running, something like that. What happened to everybody else? The Titans said they're going to keep Tannehill, right? We know this. I don't. A fungus among us. I used to have a yak guy, but yak milk. Not anymore. I had one in Florida, not in Virginia. I haven't connected with Virginia yak salesman yet. The yak, community. I haven't tapped into that here. New York Superfan is here. So what do you guys think, man? I mean, am I off base? Am I kind of being too harsh, or is this a huge story? Again, I can give them benefit of the doubt, but I'm seeing exactly like if you look back over the years, the videos I've made at the beginning of pretty much every offseason, I said, you got to watch for terms like this. I didn't say sense though. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. My sense. Now, what the hell does that mean? When you would know, now we need our sleuths, right? Like, so there are sleuths among us right now. They're in here. They're in the chat. And, dude, the guys that like doing this stuff, you got to go back through Schefter's stuff and see whenever he said sense, how accurate was it? That's what we need to do. Now, I'm too old to do this stuff. I can't even, you know how you guys can look through an entire document? It's like 2,000 pages and you type in the one word and it'll tell you everywhere that word. I can't figure that out. I don't know how to do that. My wife comes in. She's like, dude, why are you reading every page? I'm like, I'm looking for the word. Speak of the devil, by the way. She's like, dude, what the hell's the matter with you? You're so old. She goes, and it's like, poof, I see it. So I can't do that. I don't know how. Hold on a second. Just so you know, I'm live right now. What's going on? You need me? I was discussing yak milk. Okay, I'll get them. They're going to be all wet. All right, are we going to watch Peaky Blinders? Call you tomorrow? You want me to call you tomorrow? Do you want to watch Peaky Blinders, or you want me to? I can talk yak milk for hours. You know how I am with yak milk. All right, I love you. Good night. She basically told me, do what you want, man. I'm out. She's going to bed. It's 9 o'clock. It's 20 to 9. She's out. I'm going to hang with you guys till the wee hours. That's right. And ruin my morning again. So, yeah. So anyway, so this is what he's saying. Aaron Rodgers basically said on the, what show? It wasn't the McAfee show this week. It was another one. I just, forgive me. It's slipping my mind. But he basically said that he hasn't made his decision yet. It's that simple. He hasn't made his decision yet. The long and short of it. Anders, what's up, Anders? He's going to the, oh, good for you, man. Go get your laugh on, right, man? You guys know I used to be a comedian years ago. I love that. I think about it all the time, going back on stage. I do. I almost did it last year, opening day. I almost said it. I was this close, man. This close. Just didn't happen. But Racing Jason's here. What's up? So let me see what you guys think, man. Jets gang just straight up says Carr is a better fit for the team. And Rodgers gives us a chance to see Zach. I think those are two very poignant points. They're important. I think. Like, I do believe that in the event it's Carr, which you guys know I'm totally fine with both. Totally. If we get Rodgers, there's a whole bunch of baloney that comes with it, but we deal with it. We deal with it. You make your bed. You go. You got an MVP, Super Bowl winning quarterback for the first time in a long time, and you fucking rock and roll, man. You know what I mean? But I feel good with Carr too. So I feel as good with both for different reasons. Now, if Carr is the choice, Jets gang, I do believe that that's in many ways the death knell for Zach Wilson's Jet career, unless he's fine with being a backup, like signs his backup papers in 2 years, right? He goes, yeah, I'll stick around. I like Nathaniel Hackett. I like Aaron Rodgers. I like it. You know what I mean? Like, not Aaron Rodgers, but I like everybody here. I'm doing good. I'm getting better. I'm happy. Maybe that's what he ends up doing for a few years. He's so young. He can do anything he wants. Like these guys are playing till they're 40 years old now. Remember when Vinny was on the Patriots? He was 41. It seemed like, dude, get out of it. This guy's an ancient relic. 35 was like, dude, hang it up. How old was Marino when he hung it up? He was like 32, something like that. 35, maybe. I don't know. But now it's like, let's say he plays 40 years old. He's 23. He's got 17 years left. So maybe he's like, yeah, I'll hang out till Derek Carr's gone, 5-7 years, and then I'll get the starting job. I'll be here. I'll know the system inside and out. It'll be, I'm not just fresh on my head. I won't have to think at all. I'll know everything about everything. Be comfortable. I can go in there. Maybe. Other than that, though, I think Aaron Rodgers gives us more of a chance to realistically see Zach Wilson, if that's important to you. I don't know if it is to me. I mean, obviously, I wish it would work. I wish, man. Honestly. Or look, honestly here. I really do wish it worked. And I wish he hit. And if he does, that would be great. Really. But that's not a decider for me. It's like, all right, man, you had 2 years and you really looked bad. Really. So we'll keep you around. You're under contract. Try to do what you can do, man. We'll keep working with you. But I wouldn't make decisions based on that, Daniel Murphy says, honestly, I could see Aaron seeing that report and saying he doesn't know shit about me and then purposely doing something different. Yeah, you know what? I'd be lying if I told you I didn't ponder the same spiteful thing. Daniel said, like if he knows Schefter doesn't know anything, and he's just like, I don't want to make this guy right. I'm sick of him saying stuff. He doesn't know anything. And he goes, you know what? I'm not doing either one. I'm staying right in Green Bay. I'm happy with that. Would he do that? You know what he's going to find out? In my opinion, he's going to find out. He's going to go, you know what? I want to stay in Green Bay. And they're going to go, oh, we're really sorry that you chose that, but we don't want you anymore, buddy. We're done with this whole rigmarole. This Aaron Rodgers party, it's over. Last call was last year. That's what I think. Let me see something. Let me try to show you what I said about that. You guys remember what I said? Yeah, here we go. Okay. Hold on. I'll share this with you. Okay, hold on. I'll share this with you guys. This is what I said. A lot of you guys aren't watching my shit these days. It's totally different. So I'll show it to you. Anyway, here we go. Make sure the sound's on over here. So this is what I said about Aaron Rodgers and like the Packers. Like, hey, man, he might be surprised to learn he's the one out there saying this and saying that. And I don't know yet. He might just find out that they're done. So check it out. He said, hey, man, if they're going to rebuild, I'm not going to be a part of some rebuild with all these new kids and we suck and we don't have any talent. Well, how about if they meet that with, hey, by the way, we don't fucking want you here. How about that? You don't want to be a part of the rebuild, but we don't want you a part of the rebuild. We got a great quarterback, first round pick that we traded up to get. He's been grooming here for 3 years, a la what you did behind Brett Favre. We're ready to move on. We don't want you here. That would be interesting. How would he feel? You go, well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I didn't know everybody was so sensitive. Right? That's how it would be, man. Oh, I didn't know. You're like, the guys that like, he's been the king of the roost, dude. He's been the king of the castle for a long time. And kind of what he says has gone, for a long time. All right. So I see some member stuff. I'm going to get to the member stuff now, but it's like, maybe they just go like, they're kind of giving him that respect. And he goes, guys, I've decided I want to stay in Green Bay. And they're like, no. No. How's that sound? They're going to say no. Can you imagine? You think that's realistic or not? So, all right, let's do this now. Holy macaroni. All right, where are we? So, let me see here. Ant Jets, you're up first, buddy. Let me see this. So, Ant Jets, I got to do this a weird way now. Oh, come on. Hold on. There it is. So, Ant Jets, member for 1 month. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Ant Jets. Ant Man, for being the 1 month member over here at on a stream, the stream beaners at GreenBean Jetsfan. He says, darkness, everybody. Darkness is spreading. Well, I'll tell you what, the darkness retreat, and you guys know, I wasn't as hit by it as a lot of people. Like I kind of I have 1 foot in that world. You know what I mean? Like I've never heard of the 4-day darkness retreat before. But again, lots of my friends have done silent retreats, all that kind of stuff. I've been in the mountains with shamans, all kinds of weird shit, man. So, but that said, we were kind of hoping that he came out of the darkness and he had a decision, right? Right, Jeremy? You thought he'd come out of the darkness. He's going to fucking make up his mind, right?
That's right. Obviously.
But what happened? He says, I don't know yet. What's up with that? What do you make of this?
I think the darkness thing is very strange.
I was just talking about how it's not that strange to me. That's so fun. This is Jeremy from Jets Chaos, everybody. Jeremy's got a new channel. I watched about 2/3 of that video. I had to stop it, my daughter and everything. But yeah, it's great. Jeremy and his brothers are doing a fun thing, man. I can't wait to see that channel and dig in and everything. Let me see here. So, all right, I had so thank you, Aunt Judge. You see what I'm doing here, Jeremy? I got to scroll through it on YouTube.
How come?
Because it doesn't show the damn member stuff. So I go to YouTube. I'm doing screenshots. Fucking, it's crazy, man. Like I didn't have enough to do on this side. It's not easy, guys. I want you to know it's very easy to lose track of tabs and comments. It's not easy. It's for maybe for one of you younger. It's like, dude, it's the easiest thing in the world. Not me. It's like I'm like, oh wait, what's going on over there? Microphones, cameras, lights. It's all this stuff, and now I gotta screenshot these things because StreamYard doesn't recognize it. Anyway, Abstriku, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, IDT, JD, or card. Jeremy, help me. IDT. I don't trust.
I don't trust. Yeah, that's good.
Joe Douglas?
JD, yeah. Or Carr.
I don't think. All right, I got it.
I don't think
This is
JD or
good.
Carr will let this drag out past
Right. We did it. You guys just watched before your eyes 2 old men deconstruct and figure out the language of the youth right before your eye. We did it. I think we nailed it, Jeremy. That's what I think.
I have to ask right now, because just so you know and you're aware, because it might be me. I don't know if my connection's slow or if you're keep freezing up, but I'm hearing choppiness and you're freezing, but it might be my connection. So I need the chat to let us know.
Let's see. All right, hold on. Let's see. It looks good to me.
Okay. It's probably me.
Yeah, I'm watching it on YouTube. It looks good. You guys good?
Yeah, it's me. They're saying you're good.
All right, awesome. So we're gonna get William Sprague. William Sprague's been a member for a month too, everybody. And this is the great thing about the stream beaners, man. Like you get free super chats, man. It brings you up there, and you get to same thing as a super chat. It's just that it's free. That alone, dude. I mean, it pays for the membership itself. You know what I mean? Anyway, so let's get Williams up there. William Sprague, what a good dude William is too. And Jets, William, you guys are awesome, man. Like you guys are stalwarts. You're always here. with us, and we appreciate that, man. I know I do. I can't speak for Jeremy, but I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
But Abstrico, I'm with you, man. I think it's got to come to a head. Like if Aaron Rodgers, it's on like Wednesday and he goes, all right, I need 24 hours. Okay. But if he's like, I don't know yet, I think they're going to move on. That's what I think. You can't risk it, man. You just can't. Derek Carr's a fine option. And I don't mean fine like, I mean like fine, like very good option. Fine, like that car's fine. That's what I think I'm saying.
Yeah, look.
Well, go on, Jeremy. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I think that people look at things from an interesting perspective. They're like they want to see us just get a Super Bowl quarterback, but sometimes that replaces the ability to see that somebody can be a Super Bowl quarterback. Right. And mostly, but at the end of the day, I think people forget what we've had.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand, like, why can't they see that he's clearly so superior to anything we've had in so long? I mean, okay, maybe you don't see him as a Super Bowl quarterback right now, but he's clearly a very good quarterback. Yeah. DVOA is the real deal rating system. 4 out of 5 past years, top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the truth. It's now, in fairness, though, to the people, like I know it's Snoopy is one of them, and there's a few guys, they're legitimately concerned about Carr. And I think what you just said, while I heard what you just said as positive, the other side of this thought process here, when you say exactly what you just said, what they're hearing is because we've had piss poor quarterback play doesn't mean that we're required to accept second tier because it's better than what we've had. And I understand that. Now, I know that's not what you said, but I also know that's what they heard.
Yeah.
I'm trying really hard, man, to like hear it all. You know what I mean? Like fucking get myself in the pocket of everybody. It's not easy.
Yeah, I mean, look, there are people who don't like Lamar Jackson, and there are people who think he's one of the, top 3 quarterback in the NFL. I mean, we think differently. We're never going to all agree on one thing,
right?
But it's always shocking to me when someone goes to the extreme, like Derek Carr stinks,
sucks.
Like that's shocking to me.
It's a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you there. No, and look, that's the minority, and it's the extreme. It's like, they have people like, because I like this guy, let's say I like Carr. Because I like Carr, I cannot find it in myself to accept any positives on Aaron Rodgers. He's old. This is his worst year. He's going to flake out. We don't know guarantees. We got to give up picks, $60 million. You can find all the things, and you forget, like, dude, this guy is a 3-time MVP and Super Bowl winning quarterback, has been in the playoffs almost every year of his career.
You know what I mean? Like super chat from Mike Galizia.
Yeah. That's next. I want to I see that, Mike, and I appreciate it. I'm going to get to William here. William, how do I become a green beaner? Well, there is no thing called a green beaner. There's bean baggers and stream beaners. You are a stream beaner. So there's that. If you want to be a bean bagger, this is the shit that comes out of my head, though, Jeremy. But let me say this. To be fair to me, I put a list of options out there for you guys. They voted stream beaners, which I do. I thought that was the best one anyway. So I would have chosen it if it was myself. But I put that out to everybody. So you guys chose stream beaners. But so stream beaners is specifically applicable toward the live streams. Again, monthly member super chats, free, the access to this private emojis, all those kinds of things. The handmade emojis, homemade. That's what I'm doing, making emojis at home. Hey, pizza pie. That's what I'm doing, making emojis. Now, if you want to join the beanbaggers, that's an entailed. We do tons of shit with the beanbaggers. There's private breakdowns, there's private classic games, there's daily conversation and all that kind of stuff in the Discord. All kinds of fun stuff, man. Like the tier 3s get to be guests. We have our first one for this year, Wyatt, coming on the Thursday thick of it this week from 8 to 9 before Connor Hughes comes on. So there's all kinds of benefits. But that link is in the description, William. That's where that is. So yeah, you can be. Yeah, I'll tell you what. There are people that are both. So don't be afraid. If you're a stream beaner and you're like, I want to be a beanbagger too. It's no problem. And I'll tell you what, though, underneath everything, all jokes aside, it's greatly appreciated, man. And I mean that sincerely. It helps. So thank you, William. Mike Galizia wants me to drink more Monsters. Well, thank you, Mike. You notice that I haven't been drinking them, right? He's like GreenBean must be broke. He's drinking bottles of water. What the heck? And not even like bottles of water. I mean, like a bottle I own and water I have. You know what I mean?
Well, there's fizz in it, right?
Nope, it's flat water. I took a break from the fizz. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Now I still drink Monsters. Don't get me wrong. I at some point though, Mike, you know what I mean? Like, what is this? I probably consumed, like, it's not even an exaggeration to say, in the last 3 years, I've probably consumed 2,000 Monsters. Like, it's not an exaggeration. Maybe 1,500. That's not good. What am I doing, Mike? But I appreciate you.
Mike has the greatest job in the world.
What does he do? It's Mike Galizia.
He's
Huh?
a photographer. He's a photographer. He photos models in Florida.
You think that's good? You like that?
I'll send you a picture.
Girls just taking their clothes off and shit. You think that sounds good? What's wrong with you?
I'm gonna send you a picture he sent me. One of his shots.
Mike's a good dude. I feel like I knew that. Like, I didn't remember, but when you said it, I'm like, oh yeah, I think it was on your show. I think I was privy to that conversation, maybe. But thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. And look, I could use a Monster right about now. You know what? Jeremy, hold on. Can you hold on and hold the show down for a second?
Sure, I'll hold the show down.
All right, hold on. I just out of nowhere, dude. Okay, I think I have a Monster in the crevice of crevices. Just hold on a second. Take it home, Jeremy. Adam Schefter, baby.
So Jets Forever is in the chat. So what's up, Jets Forever? You came from water hose drinking.
Dude, drink that water hose, Jets Forever. I'm with you.
I don't know if I'm alone in this. When I grew up in Brooklyn, when I was a kid, the best water you could drink was from the hose. I mean, like on my block in Brooklyn, we had a hose that came out of the garage, and when we were kids, we'd spray each other. It was a hot day, and we would drink the water right out of that hose, and nobody said a word about it. And those were the days, man. Like when New York water, I mean, we still have the best water in New York. New York has always had the best water, but that was before like the whole reservoir emptied and the Hudson and all those rumors that our water was bad. This is when we looked at people from California like they were nuts for drinking bottled water. We were like, why would you do that? Just open up the sink faucet and have a glass of water because it's New York water. So anyway, what's going on? I can't highlight the chat, so I can only see what's going on in there. I see Hawk in there. What's going on, Hawk? Hawk is saying that Monster is so bad for you, GreenBean. Switch to Jocko Go energy drinks. They are all natural and no sugar, and they support veterans. So, Hawk, you just made me do a promotion on GreenBean's channel, and I think I could have gotten him in trouble for reading that. But all right, he should. We'll keep that up there. I'll keep that in mind for him. But
what happened? What
Hawk, I didn't know Hawk cared about health.
Mike,
there it is. There's the M.
Mike reminded me. I could go for this thing right now. Thank you. What are you getting in trouble for? What happened?
Huh? No, because I read a chat from our friend Hawk, and he was talking up another energy drink that's all natural ingredients, much healthier.
Yeah, what is it again? I know, I hate it. It's cotton candy flavors. What is it called again?
It's called Jacko, Jacko, Jacko Go energy drinks.
I'll tell you what I do like. Go on. Yeah, he says what?
Yeah, just that they're all natural, no sugar, and that they support veterans.
Okay. Now, here's the kicker for me, though. I've gone to some all natural ones. They all taste like shit to me. Maybe that's me. But I'm not saying I never heard of this one. I assumed it was another one. You know which one I do kind of like is the one from Liquid IV. By the way, you can save 20% on Liquid IV right here, man. Use the promo code GreenBean, Jetsfan. Shit's the best. They have an energy one, man. I love it. Like I mean, you know, my Monsters are still around, but I've drank. It's like my bag is like 15 of them or something. I drank more than half. It's legit. I like it.
Cool.
Bang. That's the one. Red John. That's the one everybody says healthier, no sugar. I tasted it. It was not so good for me, Red John. I'm sorry, buddy. All right, so let's do this. Beanbagger, sorry. Yeah, no problem, William. Monster is so bad for you. That's what I'm saying, Hawk. But you know, hey, you like what you like, you know. The thing is, like, I'm at the end of a paradigm. You know what I mean? I'm at the end of something. Like I go through these shifts, like I have total shifts in my life, like who I am, everything. I do this all the time. You know, I've been a stand-up comedian. I've been a tow truck driver in Brooklyn. Like, I mean, it's like all these phases, right? I'm, you know, worked for AT&T, fucking toured as a musician, comedian. Did I say that one?
Yeah, my favorite is that you were a grip. You were a key grip.
That's right. Yeah.
I love that.
Yep. And I did stunt driving for TV shows like Law and Order, SVU, Third Watch. Like when an ambulance, they show a scene, there's an ambulance like flying around the corner. A lot of the time, that was me. Yeah, just in there doing it. That's true. I was never a porn star, but
I just think the coolest thing you did was when you're a comedian. You were doing the Louis C.K. thing. Like you were on Bleecker Street, going into the Comedy Cellar, like living that life, being that comedian, you know, up there. That's awesome.
Yeah. And we used to like sit outside the clubs and bark, you know, just like hand out like discount ticket. Hey man, come on in, save $5 with this thing or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Did all that shit. And then I worked for, you know, I was an addiction counselor. I did that. I ran national healthcare organizations. I was an executive. Like it's all this stuff. Now I'm GreenBean. Like where'd that come from? You know? But yeah, man. So I think I'm done with the Monsters any day. Like, I mean, really, like this month, it's going to be done. I'm going to be done with vaping. I'm going to be done with Monsters, the whole thing. And I'm going to be judging you guys and talking about how you eat bad. That's what I'll do. Doesn't that everybody likes that guy, right? Everybody likes that guy. So, all right. So check it out. Again, we had the Aaron Rodgers statement from Adam Schefter. Now, the truth is, guys, is that it sounds a whole lot of nothing to me. Sounds like a whole lot of nothing. Now, maybe he knows something. I mean, if anybody knows, it's the Schefters, it's the Rappaports, right? We know they've kind of stolen all of the information from the local beat guys. They give better gifts. They pay higher prices, whatever it is. And we've been told that. It's like, look, we can't get stories anymore. We can't. Like the agents and all that, like they, you know, like what we told, Connor Hughes said on the show, that if the Jets are negotiating with someone, they'll tell them, like, you know, they'll have an inside source and they'll say, hey, man, we're thinking about, we're trying to actively negotiate with this guy. It's not done yet, but we're close. So they can go, hey, the Jets are close. And then the agent, who already knows what deal he's going to accept, gives the Schefter or the Rappaport all the details and says exactly when it's going to happen. And then they supersede, they like usurp the local guy and they know the details. And it's like, well, what happened? You just told me you didn't know the detail. I didn't, you know, I didn't have it. Like they have it first. They're the agents. So that's kind of how that's been going. So it is possible that Schefter knows stuff, of course. But again, Jeremy, did you see so what I did was I showed everybody look at this. There's a way to read this, and we'll close with this again. You know, my sense, again, not my source, right? My sense. These are the words you got to look at. Sense is that there are signs, and I think in the end, my sense is ultimately will come down to, here's the big news, Jeremy. Whether he wants to play elsewhere, whether he wants to retire. My sense.
So he ruled out one of the three options.
Yeah. Well, and if he does play elsewhere, my sense is that he'll play for the Jets. But here it continues. Those are two most logical options. So what's that tell you? That's thoughts, I think, right? So he says sense, signs, sense, obvious, I think. But again, we haven't heard shit from Aaron Rodgers. It's the best.
And Aaron Rodgers specifically said, anybody who's telling you these things, like it's based on them inventing it in their own minds, because only my friends know. And if it's not coming from those people, it's not true. He made it very clear.
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier. It's like, well, that's the only way that it can work, right? So let's say Aaron Rodgers did tell his friend. He's got 3 friends that he trusts without question. And one of those friends is willing to sell the info, but you cannot, it's off the record and you can't use his name and you're not allowed to use firm facts. You got to say it like this. Schefter would buy that. You know what I mean? He'd be like, oh, sure. What do you want? I want $2,500 a word. You know what I mean? So whatever the prices would be for something like that, but then he has to say it like this. My sense, and then what? So look, let's say it happens exactly like this. Then we look at his sense. Schefter senses things. Schefter's on to something. He knows. He's got his finger on the pulse of the NFL.
You just gave me a vision, a memory. When you I imagined like a friend of Aaron Rodgers saying, "Can I go out and sell this information and make some money?" And Aaron Rodgers going, "Sure, go ahead. I don't care what you do." And it reminded me like that vision of Rocky when Paulie went up to Rocky and said, "Can I sell your shirts and stuff and make some money?" And he goes, "Go ahead, Paulie. I don't care what you do." For some reason, I made that comparison.
Well, it's not too far off. It's probably something like that. There's probably something along those lines. So, look, maybe that's the way it is, and I put it out there to our sleuths, right? Like we have a lot of talented, sneaky, creepy, crawly kind of reporter types in here. Like people dig out more information. I'm always impressed. It's not me. It's not my strength. But if we can go back through Adam Schefter, and look, how many times has he used the word like, my senses and been right? Like, what's his record with that kind of stuff? If you find out it's 9 times out of 10 when he says, my sense is this, then you can put your finger on it and you can say, all right, man, well, this is his way of saying, I know something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of that's the way. So if you guys can find that out, please get it to me. I'll pay you $1. $5. How's that? I just did 5 times my original offer.
I know. You just negotiated against yourself.
I did. I realized my first offer was not very strong.
$1.
Yeah, it's right. Explosive Diarrhea wants to remind us. He did call Schefter out by name. And that's what Jeremy was alluding to as well. He said that, like, these guys, I'm not talking to these guys, and nobody in my camp is talking to these guys. So they're making it up. That's what they're saying. So they have to get it through third party. So, like, maybe they can get it from Matt LaFleur, let's say, somebody like on that side. Like, so, hey, we talked to Aaron. Here's where he's leaning. And then he can make this out of that. You know what I mean? But he's making sure you understand. In both of these paragraphs, he tells you, we haven't heard from Aaron Rodgers, guys. Look, it's right here at the top, the last sentence of the top paragraph, and it's the last sentence of the bottom paragraph. He had to blah, 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 blah. Aaron Rodgers didn't tell us this. Blah, 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 blah. We haven't heard from Aaron Rodgers. Nothing yet from Aaron Rodgers. So it's important to remember that. But I think it's definitely worthy of looking into, man. It's like, I don't know. I mean, look, we got nothing else. We have no other juice It's like if you're thirsty and somebody hands you a passion fruit seltzer, you got millions. I don't like passion fruit. Well, that's all I got, buddy. I'll drink it. All right, I'll drink that. I'm fucking dying over here. I'm thirsty. So Jeremy, anything standing out to you at the combine?
Just how fast the linebackers and edges were. I mean, because I'm looking at the speeds of the safeties, and it felt like a slower day than what I was watching last night with the edge and the linebackers. I'm like, what's going on here? I thought the times were going to go down, and I saw a lot of 4.5s and 4.6s. It wasn't much better than the linemen. This draft is so rich for edge that I'm more and more convinced that, and I'm not saying there'll be early rounds, but that Joe Douglas is not going to take a shot at one because there's just so many, and it's such a critical type of position, and he's a value guy. He's proving to be a GM that goes for value. So you get in the 3rd and 4th round, if there's one of these guys still there, which there might be, because there are, like Dom C named 10 to 12 guys that all could do something in the NFL. I just don't, I don't see him passing up on that maybe. I'm not saying he will, but it wouldn't shock me. The more and more I've been watching and following this, the more I'm thinking to myself, I would not be shocked.
Well, and yeah, well, I think, and the way to look at that is Joe Douglas, if he's proven anything to us, is at the later portions of the draft, he's looking for athleticism. It's like at that point, it's no longer really the positions you need, so to speak. He's looking at guys that, Jonathan Marshall, perfect 10 RAS score. People like that. Like, he's like, okay, his first draft, he was trying to get starters. So he traded his 6th 2 years in a row for a cornerback from the Colts, interestingly enough. But then he's using the back end of the draft, and he's going to a degree best player available, right? He's looking at, but specifically athleticism. If they have that, there's a better chance I can train him on the other stuff. This guy, his athleticism is through the roof. Maybe he's not the sharpest guy in the world. We can work with that. We can find a role for him, and he's a real hard worker, those kinds of ththings. And look, if the edge class is that deep and you're looking at athletic freaks this year, dude, the cornerbacks too. I mean, it's I don't know. They all look like freaks to me. It's dude, I can't wait tomorrow. And I got to, sad to say, I can't tell. Maybe we go live at 3. You want to go live at 3? That sound good to you, Jeremy? Is your wife going to be okay?
3 o'clock Eastern time?
Yeah. So noon.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, totally. But he's going to go early. I'm talking about the end, Dom. But yeah. I mean, Dom was making the point last night. He said, Owen Papo, he's a linebacker, right? So let me just get his, I forget. Hold on a second. Let me see something. Okay. Owen Papo. Come on. He's 6'1", 226. I've also seen him at 232. So whatever. Who's that? Mekhi Garner, LSU. So he's running a 4.39. He said, for perspective, Garrett Wilson ran a 4.38. So did Denzel Mims.
Jeez.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah.
This guy is, it's not just his speed. He's really good with his hands in pass defense. He gets his hands in there. Very impressive tape. So he fits our system perfectly. A linebacker that can cover, a coverage linebacker. It falls right into the scheme. So it's hard not to fall in love with him if you're a Jet fan and understand our scheme and you understand what this guy can do. You understand that he can make us better.
Oh yeah. Well, and I think with a guy like that, because you're so right, and Dom's talking about his athleticism. With a guy like that, it's we're not just talking about only the athleticism. That's where guys you wonder, what separates the guys at the top from the guys at the back? You got guys, they're the same size, they run close to, they're a few hundredths of a second off in their drills and things. Everything looks good. One guy's a first round prospect. The guy's looking at he's late day 3, 5th, 5, 6, 7 kind of thing. And you wonder. And it's because of the things that you just mentioned. That's where things like technique come in. How raw is his technique? How far along is he with technique? Then things like attitude start to place more of an importance, right? Work ethic, things like that. Did you hear Deion Sanders? He said he wants defensive ends that come from poverty, right? That's what he said. I want defensive ends, they come from poverty. And I want quarterbacks that had every opportunity. I forget exactly how he said, I want like creme de la creme, like best of everything. And he explained it. He's like, because there are different mentalities for different positions that are very, look, you can say what you want, but this Deion Sanders, he said, like, it's real. There are certain mentalities that fit certain positions better. And of course, it's not 100%, but that's what he said, man. And I was like, it's interesting to hear him because Deion is already Deion. Like if he's like, he's already cemented who he is. You know what I mean? And he's trying a new thing with the, coaching this college team and all that jazz. And he's trying to shake it up. It's great. But to hear him say that, it's probably, I would be willing to bet if I wasn't a gambling addict who doesn't bet, I'd be willing to bet that 9 out of 10 coaches already know something similar. They have their beliefs on that shit. They'll never say it, but they already know. Like when this position comes and he has that background, it's like, it's unlikely. All right, put on his tape, but he's unlikely to make it. I'm unlikely to dig this fella. You know what I mean? Because of that type of stuff. So there's all these factors that come in. Like, guys, hand size. There was a stat. I wish I could find it again. I probably can. There was a stat that I think it's 9 3/4 inch hands for quarterbacks. There's only one quarterback who's ever made it. So like when they talk about, guys, it's 1/4 inch, his hands, his finger. We're talking about this much. You're telling me that makes that much of a difference in a prospect? He's got everything else. I don't know, man. 60 years of fucking NFL and no one's ever done it with those hands. You know what I mean? Like it's something. It's something. Like Dom and I, I was privy to Dom. We were doing the GreenBeaners breakdown for offensive line. We were talking about Skronsky, and the knock on Skronsky, I'm sure you know this, Jeremy, is his arm length, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's not, he's probably, what is it? Like, I think he's like an inch. I think he's 30, maybe 32 1/4 inch, 32 3/4 or something like that. And we're looking for 34 at the bottom end. Yeah. So you can say, look, we're talking about like this much. You're going to tell me that is what's going to separate this great player? When you look over the last 10 years of tackles, that Pro Bowl level, there's like 2 that had less than 34 inch, maybe 3. And then less than 33, 1. So it's like the odds, they start to trim. And sad to say, it matters. I wish it didn't. I'm not the biggest analytics guy, partially because I'm stupid and I don't get it. That's the problem with analytics for a guy like myself. But it's like, it's hard to do, but I like to watch a guy on the field, Jeremy, and like say, dude, he's kicking everybody's ass. I don't give a shit. His arms could be, 15 inches. He's ruining everybody. At the NFL level, it matters.
Right, because there are certain things that you could look great in college, but like, when you have a guy that's overpowering people, let's say, that's in college. But when he gets to the NFL, everybody is 3 times better and stronger than those guys he's playing in college, except maybe 1 or 2. There was a guy who the Giants took, and Giant fans were really mad. He was great player. Everything was great, but he had those short arms, right? Like I think 32 inches or whatever. And that was a guy named Justin Pugh. Remember him?
I don't.
Pretty recent. He was in the last 10 years, I think.
Justin Pugh,
P-U? Maybe P-O-U-G-H, Justin Poe or Pooh. And the Giant fans there were Giant fans that were very upset when the Giants took him because of that, because they said his arm span was too short. And I don't remember that he was that good. I mean, I don't think he lived up to his draft pick. Tom C could probably weigh in on that, but I remember that specifically, that was a tremendous critique on him. And Giant fans were very upset when they selected him. I was living in New York. That's how I know, because there were some Giant fans I work with.
Right. Yeah, it stuck out to you. Right. Yeah. It stuck out. Let me see. Arm length 32 inches, hand span 10 1/4. So his hands are a little small as well. 6'4.5" with 32-inch arms. And you know why that is, Jeremy?
Why is that?
Why does the arms matter why do the arms matter so much?
I would imagine you got to get to you have to get to the inside. It's like a battle of
That's right. Movements. It's all about the hands. I mean, look, it's all about the lower half, right? You got to have that strong base, and you got to have the ability, the balance and all those things, of course. But the first part of that battle is whose hands are getting to who first.
It's like a boxer with reach.
Absolutely. And it's like, so when you have that, if you're both going, you're trying to get the inside, right? And you're both kind of doing this, a similar, the technique is very different, but you're doing a similar thing, a similar goal. You're trying to get your hands on them so you can control, right? Now, if your arms are 3-4 inches longer than this guy, dude, you got him.
Yeah.
And that's the interesting thing. Skoronsky, I agree with Dom. I like him, man. I like him a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something,
you said, there's so few outliers that have overcome that stat. So it's got to be concerning.
So we have some comments on the Dion stuff, and thank you guys for the help. You guys know little old GreenBean is paraphrasing. I don't always get it together, the exact words. So Daniel Murphy says, Dion wants O-linemen that come from strong together families so they know how to bond with each other and work together as a unit and protect one another, or something like that. Yeah, and then Dom saying, quarterback, this is what I remember, quarterbacks from wealthy two-parent home. Now, again, there's Sauce. What's Sauce doing up there? Hold on a second.
Yeah, he's like him and some other guy. They're like in charge of the secondary or something. He's one of these honorary captains or something.
Let me see. As Michael Turk runs. I love the combine, dude. I just can't. It's like a weird year for me. I'm like not consuming it in the same way that I have for the past 5 or 6 years. It's like it's out. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not like.
I had so much fun yesterday. I was putting in the times. Dom was at a parent teacher conference with his kid. So I didn't know. I was putting it out on Twitter to the group of us, DMing it. And I didn't know if anybody cared. Nobody was commenting. And suddenly Dom said, I love this chaos. Thank you so much. Because I'm sitting here in an office and I love that you're giving me these updates. So I was like,
yeah, good. Right. Okay. Makes it all worth it. So Sauce is sitting there with Eisen and Jeremiah, 2 Jets guys.
Oh, Eisen is living the life, isn't he? What a life that guy has right now.
Hold on.
I mean, imagine you just get to talk about sports. You get to cover your teams. You get to give your takes. And there's so much news surrounding the Jets, who happen to be your favorite team. Rich Eisen is just in such a golden situation. And in case you guys don't realize or know it, even though if it's an impossible fantasy and there's not even close to enough within any of us that are doing this YouTube content provider stuff, if you don't think all of us don't dream of having that life, like if I, I mean, what are you thinking? Of course, like I would kill. I mean, just do anything I wouldn't kill, but I would do just about anything to be able to quit my job and get to do what Rich Eisen does. Like just be with 6 other guys wearing suits, in a studio talking about football.
Yeah.
It's the dream. It's a dream. we get to do it out of the love of doing it, but we still have to have our regular lives and everything else. We don't get paid this great living to do it. But boy, wouldn't it be nice?
It would be nice. Imagine, like everybody thought that call was from JD. I'm sorry to report it was not.
Yeah,
it was my JD, my GM, the GM here. Because I'm gonna be honest, it ain't me. Uncle Rusty, find out good. Yeah, Rusty knows some stuff. Rusty's a good talent evaluator. I'll give it to Rusty for sure. All right. Well, we talked about what we came here to talk about. Did a nice solid hour. I thought I was going to only do 30 minutes as is standard. But yeah, man. So listen, guys, keep your eyes open. Jeremy and I are probably going to do some sort of live combine thing tomorrow, and I think we can show it. I can show it. I'm going to show it. I mean, if they kick me, I don't know. Can I? Are they going to boot? Yeah, I guess maybe not. They're not going to let us show it. We can probably grab some clips and stuff. But if we're just showing it live, remember, I've gotten booted off for that.
Yeah, when you do it during a live show, they boot you.
Yeah. And was that my source? Yeah, it's one of them. She's like, your source, I'm hearing that you're late. So why don't you end this shit? So, all right, guys. Well, listen, Jeremy, what's coming up for you, buddy?
Yeah, we're going to be doing, me and Dom Sunday night. We'll be doing our thing. I think we're doing, what are we doing? Defensive tackles. So we're going to go over the top defensive tackles. We did edge. Now we're doing tackle. So Sunday night at 9 on Jets Chaos. If you want to look at the top 10 tackles according to Dom C. And then, yeah, man, I'm just looking forward to tomorrow. If we go on, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch the combine together and, get comments from people. It's more fun than sitting there watching it alone,
Agreed. All right, I'm going to watch Brian Branch real fast in his second run. Oh, miss start. Who was the guy? Dom's going to know. The guy, one of the guys, he's digging and running, and he ended up running into all the cameras.
I don't know, but that's
There's Aaron Glenn. Chris Steele. I wish Aaron Glenn was our defensive coordinator, man.
Yeah.
He's going to be a head coach, and it should be us. I hate to see Saleh fail and have to do that, but
right.
Aaron Glenn's the real deal.
Yeah. I love what they do in Detroit when they battle it out, the offensive coordinator, they yell at each other and everything. they nothing like a competitive practice, like it's great.
Yeah, they're all cavemen up there. It's great. 4.6. So he had a 4.58 and a 4.61. Brian Branch. That's good.
Yeah. I thought they'd be faster, but he's a special talent. I'm not gonna be complaining if we end up. I wouldn't want to take him at 13. If we were going to end up with him, I'd want to trade back and grab him.
Yeah. I'll tell you, look, man, I'm all about bringing on great players, so like if there's not a tackle there that they love, like if they love Paris Johnson and Broderick Jones and the rest they have second round grades on, there's no reason to take one there. Wait, DeJuan Jones, Anton Harrison, Skronsky, all these. Skronsky might slide, man. Well, I think Dom has a good point about Skronsky can play every position. So there might be like late first round, there might be a team that, or even mid, that goes, I'm taking my guard right there. I'm taking him. And he's going to play guard for me. So there's that too. He's got that versatility. So
that's why he could slip down into the 20s, because if the teams that need tackle perceive him as a guard in the NFL, he's going to slip.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing, And now guard, he's fine, But I don't know. Anyway, let's say you don't like those guys. You got second round grades, and you try to get a trade back. Nobody, the quarterbacks are all gone. Some team says they take a shot and they go, "Hey, man, I'll give you my 4th, and next year's 6th," and you're like, "Get out of here." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're gonna stay there. I got no problem with pulling the trigger on Brian Branch. None. Just take him. Put him in your defense. Let him rock and roll.
Oh.
And then in the second round, you can get DeJuan Jones, probably. who I'd be happy with. And then you get, you go to the third round and you get whatever, the best center on the board. Somebody,
Right.
I think the centers, there's like 6 that honestly can probably plug and play.
Yeah, third round, Ricky Stromberg will probably be there. Good
Yep.
chance.
Yep.
Just grab him. He's fine, serviceable.
Yeah. So I have no problem with that, man. No problem.
Yeah, look, Brian Branch, I know obviously there's going to be a segment of the fan base that's pissed off. Like, how could you go defense? But people have to understand this is not just going to be a good safety. Like, Brian Branch has an opportunity to be very special, like game changer, like, kind of player. And pairing him up with Sauce Gardner back in that secondary would be sick.
Yeah. And you got both of them for, 5 years, 4 years together on cheapies, on cheap contract. Although Sauce he does this shit again. 3 years in, he's going to be like, I need to renegotiate. That's what he's going to do. You can see it all over him. At least I can. He's a great guy and everything.
Yeah. Well, we gotta go one player at a time. Right now, we got to lock up Q Williams. I don't want to do the whole 5th year franchise. None of that crap. I don't. Just get him locked in long term. End that one. Just get Quinton Williams. Is too important to have that tension and the news and the distraction. They just got to get him signed long term. He's a Jet. Make him a Jet for life.
I agree, and I think they're gonna. I'm not too worried about it. I think it makes too much sense, man. You know what I mean? It's just like there's no reason not to, other than we have him for a year on another. We have him for another year. That's the only argument. And it's like, okay, well, he wants security, dude. So he's going to hold out. He's not going to play on the 5th year option. So then what do you do? Like, don't even get there. Just take care of him. There's no reason not to. Jets gang talking about Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton was fucking good this year, man. He was good.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. He's saying like when we said he wasn't that fast. He's saying,
that's right.
That's what he's saying.
Right.
It doesn't really matter. You can't weigh the combine too much when a player is special.
But, yeah, all right. That's a good point, right? Because he was disappointing, and everybody was like, "Oh, 4 or 5. Oh my God, he sucks."
Safety is more about the angles.
Yeah, and the sniffer, man, being able to sniff out that ball.
Yeah,
dude, that's a talent, man. It's innate. You can't teach that. They have that 6th sense. Like Schefter has a sense that Aaron Rodgers is either going to retire and play for the Jets. Safety. There are guys that have that sense, man. They like Ed Reed. Why was he so much better than everybody else? Because he had that. He had that innate ability. Of course, he was fast. He was strong. He was long. He had all the stuff. Sure, there are plenty of guys with that build. He had that other thing that's hard to quantify. It is. All right, guys. Well, listen, this will be the last comment. Paris, our core players, Quinton Williams, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, AVT, hopefully a healthy Breece Hall. What about Ashton Davis, dude? What the fuck is wrong with you, Paris? I like Ashton Davis well enough, but yeah. Anyway, I think you're right. Dude, now 3 years ago, dude, our core was Sam Darnold, Jamal Adams, Marcus May, Leonard Williams, and Jordan Jenkins. You could say maybe Robbie Anderson, right? He's bounced around now. He had that one really good year in Carolina. And Robbie's a talented guy. He is. They don't want to take anything from him, but that's no core. You know what I mean? Like, did Quinnen, Sauce, Garrett, AVT, that's a core, baby. You know what I mean? That's legit, man.
That's real. We got some real stardom in those names.
Stars, dude.
Yeah, superstars.
Yeah, Sauce, he's already got his own fucking brand. He's wearing the thing. He's on NFL Network reading breakdowns on the prospects and the Rich Eisen and Jeremiah. He's already in the club, man. He's already in the club. Garrett Wilson, the best looking dude in the whole damn world. I love him. But Jeremy, I love his hair like this. I
Dude,
love when he neatens it. I don't know, man. Garrett Wilson has my soul, my heart.
I remember the
love him.
moment we fell in love with him. It was together. It was during the game when that helmet came off and he was angry and fired up and screaming, and we both looked, and you made a sound of like, oh, like you found the love of your life in that.
There she is. Oh, it was a thunderclap, lightning bolt.
And I was screaming, he's a man. That is a man. Right.
Was that Cleveland?
I don't remember the team.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. You knew you had something, though. Like, okay, you need more. But remember, we were standing there. We're watching the game in MetLife, week 1, against the Ravens. The offense is completely inept. Can't do a damn thing. And then it's 3rd and 18. We're like, they throw it to Garrett Wilson for like a 2-yard gain. And he loses 3 dudes. It takes 4 guys to bring him down. And he makes it like it was like at 3rd and 18. He makes it 17 yards. Right there. It was like, hello, why aren't we throwing that guy the ball? Why is this Lawrence Cager experiment going on? What is this? But it was like right away, his first catch, he was different, dude.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It was like we knew. I remember I looked over at Richie when that play happened. I like backed up, looked kind of behind. He was like 6 guys away from us. And I looked at him and I said, like that, I just mouthed that to him. I said, holy shit. And he just looked at me and he goes, oh, yeah. This guy's real.
Yeah, this guy's real. Like, oh, my God. And then the next week in Cleveland, they decided to make him a focal point, and he tore that place into shreds, man. And the craziest part about it is those are his fans. Ohio, it's where he was. They love Garrett Wilson. And he was like, fuck you. That's right. He's yelling in their face. I was like, wow. Wow, man. I can't believe it. I love this guy.
You got a new member, man.
All right. That's because of all this Garrett Wilson talk. Garrett Wilson gets everybody excited, right, Jish?
Jish.
There's a Jish. Jish. Hey, Jish, welcome to the GreenBeaner Club, my friend. Thank you for the support. And maybe, you know what? You might be I told you guys, YouTube, they don't let me put emojis in. I have to get certain amount of members before I can add emojis. You might put me over to being able to get a couple emojis in there. So thank you. I appreciate it. And that's the best. Jish, our newest member of the GreenBeaners, everybody. All right, man, I got to go. My wife called me twice now. 2 calls. If I get a third, I'm getting divorced. So that's the way that goes. But anyway, Jeremy, thanks for hopping on. And what do we do on the way out here? I don't know what to do. I don't got any. I'll do this one. All right, guys, listen, everybody, have a great rest of the night. If the weekend, if we don't see you. But Jeremy and I might be on tomorrow, and we'll have a good time. Everybody, be safe out there. We'll see you next time. 2009, they rode the Mangini Express, Rex did, right to the AFC Championship game. Then they built upon that and got to the 2010 Championship game. And then it came. The worst offseason in New York Jets history.